Geek Dad Life presents live discussions on Star Wars Andor. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to live discussions on Andor. My name is Jay, and with me on this finale of epic proportions are my good friends Matt, aka at Everyday_Inventors. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Sweatshirt and sweater, and Ralph, aka at Casino Skunk or at Live Action Star Wars. How you
How's it going? Doing all right. I'm tuckered out.
Yeah,
I'm so tuckered out.
You've had a day.
The last 3.5 hours was spent getting that into here. It's just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you guys the box, and you on Toy Geeks, you guys talk about shipping,
sure,
and stuff like that.
Yep.
So it turns out the company that releases or we got this from was 26 miles away. Not too bad. So
sure.
the shipping on this thing was $200. For me to go pick it up, $50.
Okay, but can I also say I feel like they shouldn't have charged you. You went to go pick it up. Why did they have to pay anything? It's already there.
It was for the international.
Because they have to get it from overseas to their
yeah. So I literally only paid for that. So I don't know how much they're actually the shipping is, but this thing is effing heavy.
It's huge.
You were saying it doesn't look that big, but if you look in front of it, these are comic book pages. What are those? 17 by 11 or what? How big are?
No, I just meant like in comparison to the other photo.
The box.
Yeah, with the box.
The box is huge.
The back's like filled up the back of your vehicle, much like this episode filled up the back of this season.
Woo. So well. Thank you, Matt. Matt's a pro. Lot to talk about with this finale, how it sets up what's coming in the future. Kayla Silva back on her meme game after taking last week off. So we'll have B2 Memos. Is that what we're calling them? B2 Memos?
B2 Memos. I like that. Yeah. We need to remember that for next season.
Close out the show with that.
You got mine. I submitted a meme.
You did. You submitted a meme as well. A lot of people are sending in memes. But you didn't send it to the email though, did you? Didn't you?
I think I just texted it to you.
I don't have to pull my text. Anyhow, there we go. That's what it is.
You got it, Mac. There it is.
I got it. Okay.
And then the last week's one with the Marva with the mini bird or the
how did that do?
I spelled Marva wrong.
Oh,
and I
kind of chance. You had your chance. Blew it. Anyway, let's say hello to the chat. A lot of people hanging out in the chat. We got Darth Maximus here, Space Cowboy. Toy Geekosaurus is in the house. Live Action Star Wars is plugging an episode. Shocker. No, I'm kidding. I was on Live Action Star Wars this morning, 10:30 a.m.
I was busy watching World Cup soccer. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but it's happening, and it's like, to me, it's like Sunday football, like every day. So there's just like 4 games. So
was the U.S. today? I don't know. I'm kind of
not. No. But Germany and Japan was the big upset. So I was watching that this morning. Yeah, it was good. So sorry I didn't join you, gents, but that's why I'm here tonight.
Exactly. We're getting a fresh perspective with Matt here tonight. But if you have time and you haven't checked out Live Action Star Wars yet, I've been on there several times. John and I were on there once. Matt's been on there before.
I've seen it. I've seen the inside of the Batcave there.
But you know what, though? I feel bad. I mean, it makes sense that James wouldn't be able to jump on the show because it's like, I don't know, 3 a.m. his time right now. But
I get up in the morning.
Have him on this show, though. Like, I feel like that's the last piece.
Last cog.
Yeah.
We need to have him on our assembly line and just keep producing these parts.
Yep, exactly.
There's a reason why we do ours at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Pacific time.
We got Lucha Johnny here. Kayla Silva is in the house. Nelson A. Hung Wen, and anybody else? Dartherian is here. KMT Baby, great season. Can't wait for the next one. Agree. Jeff Morris is here.
Lucha and Dartherian were there this morning as well.
Yes, they were. Yes, sir. James
Yeah,
is great. James is good peoples, as they say on the internet. So this is your last chance. Spoiler warning. Spoiler alert.
Why would you be here otherwise? But
People like coming in saying hey and stuff.
Sure, hey, welcome.
Hit the like button before you leave. But get out of here if you haven't seen it. Come back once it's done. Okay. Hey, look at Touring Around is in the house. Hey, look. Hello there. Touring Around is also covering Andor.
Andor what? We couldn't end this season without one more joke. I mean, it's there
just
the whole time, just waiting, like low-hanging fruit.
Oh my God. So,
like a dad pun assault line.
Well, again, they cover it as well. They do a great job, as well as just great toy related content. And they're Canadian, so like super nice. And you know,
I'm wanting the B2 emo sculpture with the light up, Marva figure. That's what I want out of this action sequence.
They'll probably make like a Black Series B2 emo with like a clear plastic that you stick in the top.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
or comes with a jacket.
Yeah, I'm just throwing something out there. I mean, we haven't even talked about the episode and all of the.
You're already talking about toys.
Like B is the most like toyetic out of all of them, right? Toy Connections is here.
I definitely can see them making a Lego B2 emo. I mean, if they've done some of the big ones, the Black Series ones, or the not Black Series, but
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about.
Make
your
big
own.
Lego
the big Lego sets where they have the droid. That would be kind of cool if they did. Because they did one for BB-8, R2, and then the droid that was in the video game that I don't know his name. So
B1. B1.
The little like springy thing and
the two-legged thing, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I played like half that game. I need to finish it, but it's a very good game.
I've played a little bit of it. I'm just video games in me. It's like an addiction. It's like I would never give it up. So
I love this take here by Nick Dillinger. Marva is the next Force Effects brick saber. Be the instrument of the rebellion. Back the brick. Would we buy a Force Effects brick, Marva brick?
But did we not call this? Did we shop this out? Did we talk about this brick killing moment?
A bomb or something that would be used.
I wanted Dedra to get hit over the head with it.
I felt you were the closest, Ralph.
You wanted Dedra murdered, and you almost got your wish.
Both things, just not the.
But then I got my other wish. Is there's love in the air on Andor?
There's not love in the air. Ew.
There's love in the air on Andor.
I know you're just
in the sex closet.
Rile me up, but no. Anyway, gents, the season is over. We got another 2 years probably to wait till the next season.
Don't tell me that. I thought they were filming and writing and doing it now.
I don't know, but
okay.
I heard, this morning that the second season is still going to film until like the middle of the summer.
It's hard not to mention the other show. When you do the second show of the day, it's hard not to mention it.
Well, pretend like I'm new and I don't know anything.
Well, you watched it. Like the show's, it's going to be filming until like the middle of next year.
Okay.
Which means like even post production, depending on how many effects there are.
Yeah, no, you're right.
There's no way it airs in the end of the same time next year.
I really hope.
A lot of effects.
I guess like my hope is that because they were working on it now, it wouldn't be affected by the reception of this season, and so that maybe it wouldn't be untouched. Because I think there's certain things that they did with leading up to the very end of this episode, which I don't know if they would do if this. I don't know. I don't know if they would keep that tone if the reception wasn't there. I don't know. Like it's
I
not.
think they're going to stay on the course they were doing.
I hope so.
I feel like Lucasfilm and Disney are pushing for Emmys. And I feel like it
putting it on network TV for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So why wouldn't they want to stay the course? It's going to get viewership. Viewership's going to go up now that they're all there to binge for those people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then award season come whenever that happens. You'll get another boost from like regular people And then I think word of mouth is going to spread.
And but see, Space Cowboy comes in like a completely different insider take here. Has pre-production started already? I thought they weren't even script writing yet. So
I'm assuming they have some sort of
like
some sort of outline.
Some sort of target where they want these. I mean, inquiring minds want to know what happens with Mon Mothma's daughter. I mean, clearly she is the character to watch in season 2. the wedding of the millennium. I mean, you can see
a wedding.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm speculating.
Bob Iger is now back in charge of Disney. So Ralph, does that mean you're going to be back working at Disneyland starting tomorrow?
No.
But
does that mean Kathleen Kennedy gets fired tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. I think she's, I know people give her crap, but come on, Indiana Jones, E.T., like she has a degree. But the I don't know. The thing that I find interesting is just what does that mean for Star Wars going forward? Because it seemed like Chapek didn't dig movies or Star Wars films, and now we have this very classy Andor series, which was greenlit during Iger. What does this mean for Star Wars going forward? Or is this just a nice little bubble of grown-up Star Wars and just leave it this nice little bubble and let the other things be the popcorn Flash Gordon-y type stuff?
Well, we already have 2 Filoni Favreau things in the work, right? We have Mandalorian coming up and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who's running Acolyte, but that seems like it's coming up. Or Skeleton Crew. I don't know. All these shows are coming down the pipeline. If Andor's the one that does it this way, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I feel like the rest aren't going to stray too far from their formula, but I'm hoping that sort of the critical reception of Andor sort of lights the fire under those boys to like maybe they don't have to make it too serious, but kind of be like, you can do this a little more grown up. The audience is there. The audience, I know it's Star Wars is supposed to be for 12-year-olds, but I feel like 12-year-olds are more sophisticated than they're getting credit on the other shows.
My 12-year-old picked up on that sexual closet tension as well. so he's a student enough to be like,
as
why
Stevie
don't they
said,
kiss? Like he was just like, wow, they're gonna kiss next. Like
Stevie noticed when we were watching that Dedra was just her eyes did not leave his mouth. She was staring at his mouth the whole time.
Oh,
I don't know if that's a direction.
They've got weird energy, weird. I mean, it is Dwight Angela to the max. Like it's just this weird.
Let them go be weird.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, as long as they're happy, who cares? Just stop torturing people and stalking people, and you're good.
Well, they're both awful, so whatever. It is what it is. I'm not going to linger there too long. Lucha Johnny says, can't find info on if they start already or not, but Esquire says, showrunner Tony Gilroy told The Wrap that we could expect Andor Season 2 sometime in 2024.
Cool. I'll be there.
I think we'll all be there.
And we'll have to remember B2 Mimos.
Yeah, it'll
never
be a while.
B2 Mimos. Mimos. Never forget. But I will say right now, I don't know if this is an Iger thing, but back when Disney Plus first was whatever, right? Like when it was going to be launched. Do you remember like D23 had that like pay up front and you get Disney Plus for 3 years?
3 years. You was like you paid, It was basically like a 2-for-1 if you did the 3-year thing.
Yeah. So it ended up specking out to like $2.99 a month. So I did that.
Yeah,
that was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So my $2.99 a month Disney Plus price is evaporating. But there's a Black Friday sale going on right now.
What?
You can get commercial Hulu, which is what we usually do, for $1.99, and Disney Plus ad free for $2.99 bundle.
For how long?
For a year.
No, that's not bad. That's it. I like commercial free Hulu. Like, why am I paying? Why am I sitting here wasting my time? I mean,
I'm cheap.
I mean,
it's $3 a month.
I know you're unemployed and what have
commercial
you,
free. Like even when I was employed, I was cheap. I didn't want to pay for non-commercial.
And ESPN Plus is what Space Cowboys say.
Well, but ESPN Plus, it was like it made it the whole package like $14. Anyway,
yeah.
If so, I don't know. If anybody else is in that 3-year $2.99 deal, like I was just ending this month, I was like, boom, jumping onto that one. So yeah, ad-free Hulu is way to go. I've never had ad-free Hulu, so I just don't know what that life is like.
It's glorious.
Hulu.
And I really only use Hulu for Fox animated shows and Only Murders in the Building anyway. So it's not gonna be
yeah, there's a handful of shows that I watch on Hulu. But
Prey. Prey was dope. The Predator show. Have you seen that one, Matt?
I haven't seen Prey yet. No, I'm.
Do yourself a favor and take a trip. To 1791 or whatever it was.
Right, and when you're done, watch Screen Geeks. Me and Jay discuss it on Screen Geeks. It's a good movie.
It was one of our most popular episodes ever.
Okay,
really?
I don't know. Maybe
I will give
it
Prey a chance. So, but sometimes you get on a show and you're kind of on that binge. You're like, oh, I can't wait to get done with this show, whatever that show is.
Frasier.
Frasier could be one. So
we just started season 4 today.
Okay. Let's talk about this episode.
Jay's like trying to keep us on track, and we're like, so I've been watching Ghosts lately.
Ghost is great.
Ghost is good,
right? Yeah, it's
on Paramount
Plus. I watch Abbott Elementary on Hulu as well. Sorry, Abbott Elementary.
Okay, guys, do you prefer the BBC or the US version of Ghosts? Because I was introduced to the BBC version first. So
I don't care. Okay, but can I just say that the Obi-Wan saber from Hasbro looks way better than the Disney Luke saber.
Yeah. I'm done with the Disneys.
Because I sold my Luke saber that I got. I pre-ordered the Hasbro one.
Yeah, good. It looks good.
Look at the weathering. And
this is authentic 83.
Oh, you still have your blade?
Like whistles?
I have one, but without the blade.
Does it like whistle when you
noise?
Yeah. Yep. Here, let me see if I can whistle it. I'm gonna like. Okay, there we go.
Sounds like a chimpanzee.
Yeah, we're gonna make a song out of these. So we're here to talk about Andor.
Yep.
And all of those good build-up moments, all the tension, the marching, the sousaphones.
I the piss out of Jay this morning. It's rough, dude. It's hard talking about it twice.
Dang it, Ralph. Just settle down, okay? Settle down. Now, let's get on track here. All paths were converging to Rix Road, which I like that we have a name for it. And
we're gonna give you up.
This kind of climactic
never gonna let you down
battle. And I watched it once before we did live action this morning, but then I watched it again with Colleen, and I was able to like focus more on, or I was really listening to the music and just the tension and how much they just really lived in that space of tension for so long. And then once it releases, it's such a powerful release with the Marva speech, So, Matt, what was like your first kind of gut reaction to just the whole build up and then release to this climactic thing that we've been building season 2? Wait, let Matt finish his thoughts first.
Well, what kind of music? I just want to know, Matt, what kind of music is this that got built up and released?
God damn it, Ralph.
What?
Hey, this is an After Dark. Watch.
Go ahead.
What are you
talking about?
Well, okay. What music also gets played with like flutes and horn type instruments?
Ralph, are you talking about like Bow Chicka Wow music?
No.
Oh, okay.
What would you call that kind of music?
Jizz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now continue your thoughts on this build-up and release.
I mean, I know the Star Wars lingo for it. That's what it's called for some reason. Why I don't know why.
It's not even music. It's like a funeral procession.
No. I'm saying in Star Wars universe canon, they called the jazz something
just called Jizz is what they call it.
We
can all be grown-ups here and not giggle.
I know. We could be, adult about it, but there is nothing like a Jizz Whaler, and I felt like this whole Jizz parade.
He said it.
It's a Jizz procession. It had some New Orleans vibes. No, it wasn't quite there, but it was. Okay. It had a little bit of that. There was a sad moment and there was a happy moment. At least with the music, I felt. I liked the whole coalition of all of those groups coming together, and that moment when B2 Emo was kind of like attention, and then rolled forward. Yeah. It was definitely like, this is all the eyes moment. On him. Yeah. And I felt like that was I like that each player had a moment in this, and it felt satisfying. Specifically within the parade, and the build up and following that one character who we had never met. We didn't have to know exactly all of the things about them, but we saw the little details of them building the bomb, and that, which again, you show a bomb in the first minute of the you're waiting for that explosion, and it wasn't just one explosion; it was multiple explosions.
Yeah, well, it knocked out the grenades.
It took out the whole. It took out the whole. Yeah. So, and that was the Jizz procession leading up to that.
Yeah.
So,
it was to the explosion, but I will agree. Just it set it up from the first scenes of the episode is the
soldering
kid building the bomb, and they don't really show why until you see his father, and then you immediately know why, right? And then the whole time it's just like he's there, he's this wild card. We know that's going to happen. We don't know how it's going to happen, and then you just kind of see him build up to where he throws it.
And I like that kid is picked up in the vehicle that leaves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And how that child, or that kid, I call him a kid or whatever, but how they're that person though is very similar to Andor. We're seeing them looking at a reflection of their father, and then we even have this flashback moment of his father, and of course, Marva is the centerpiece of this whole thing, and also another parent here. So I just felt like there were certain beats that this character were similar to Andor and Andor's past, even, and how we saw Andor picked up by these, he's adopted by these people, and I felt like that's kind of. I mean, we don't know why, but that kid was pulled out and put on that ship and gotten out of there to safety. So
he's clearly kind of part of it. He's either Bix's brother or because he was they were in that shop together. It was that kind of shop crew. Was, the most of it, as well as
and maybe that story will be fleshed out more. I mean, so.
Well, I like the idea that the people in that ship could be their own spin-off series, right?
Yeah.
James called it the spin-off ship. And it really could, that's another crew. That's another motley crew that could exist after Andor gets blown up by the missile, the laser he helped create. Spoiler alert. But I to me, I don't know. I dug that Andor was just this kind of outside the outskirts presence, and it was the other players that were actually the pieces in action. In this episode,
it was almost like they were the chess pieces, and he was the outlier. That's interesting.
Because if you think about it, all the other players in this season. Dedra kind of just on the outskirts trying to find Andor and isn't really in the action. Luthen and Vel and Cinta, they're kind of on the outskirts. The main players are all kind of just pacing around the action inside, which is really the rebellion stoked by Marva. And I loved that that Marva had the last laugh. She was able to, she said she wanted to say she was a part of the rebellion, which we may have all kind of scoffed or laughed at, but in the end, she got the last laugh because she not only inspired the planet of Ferrix to rise up against their oppressors, but even you saw it in Luthen where his was like, oh my God, like this is bigger than me, or the thing that I wanted to start is happening. I thought that was amazing. Ralph,
go ahead, Ralph.
I liked her line saying that it's easy to give orders after you're dead, like that whole thing. I thought that was really cool. She knew what she was doing the whole time. When she, even to the point where, like she said, when they said she was off her meds and stuff, this was like her plan the whole time.
Yeah.
I know we mentioned last week, and another time we mentioned this, was that we were thinking that maybe the brick was going to be placed in a wall and it was going to be like a linchpin that brought down the hotel and stuff. But seeing what those bricks represent, and through like Andor's eyes, I'm glad it didn't. I'm glad it didn't explode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like whenever the Empire leaves this place, Marva's brick's going to be somewhere in the center.
Yes. Agreed.
And it really was like a nice way to connect it as to the importance of the brick, him touching the brick, having that remembrance, or that moment with his father, and really kind of tying that circle, back to the mom and her becoming the brick.
Yeah.
And I love the fact, Ralph, like to your point, like we got to see someone like hit with it, maybe killed by Marva in the revolution. Like she, from the grave. And
it was pretty satisfying.
Yeah, it was.
How cool was that shot of the hologram with half of her face?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like it was like, okay, we've all seen a hologram in Star Wars, but it brought that real world element where it touched into something different, where it was just like things are happening, things are moving. We saw B2 like pushed off to the side.
Yep.
The chaos that ensued with all of those Imperials.
And like even our hologram couldn't be stopped or silenced.
Yeah, exactly. And there was the chaos that followed was just so real. Like it wasn't like an action movie or anything. Like say in like any generic movie, all the people then just like pull out guns from under their jackets and then just like a battle ensues or something. But it wasn't that. It was a very visceral, like just uprising of.
And they had no weapons except for that one bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, really?
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it was just this very visceral, real human reaction to the oppression,
like,
which made it.
We can put on the news and see this stuff,
right? Yeah.
Oh, with this, we're watching this, and my daughter's like, "This is like Iran right now."
Sure.
Right.
Like this.
Very real.
Yeah.
100%.
I like that it's not just a huge laser battle. It sort of turns into a one-sided laser fight, which is like real crappy, real unfair. And but like, hey, if there's enough of us, we can stop these guys.
The season didn't fall short of letting me see one more dead person staring glassy-eyed at the camera.
All right.
Nice long shot of that. That was good.
That was probably the longest out of. I think we talked about it earlier.
It was, and it was kind of at you. It was breaking the fourth wall. It's like it's looking right at you. The other ones were looking at other people. This one's looking right at you.
I will say though, because I didn't even connect it this morning, because I was like, oh, it's some random bald guy. That's cool. But it's the guy in the shop. Like they should have left his hat on, because that was the first time I saw him without a hat, and I didn't connect who it was. And I was like, wait, I don't know who's on this stream right now, but like it didn't.
Where did Ralph go?
It didn't work. It didn't quite work. Yeah, exactly. For Marva. Marva.
And it's so, anyone who complained, and I know there was complaints out there about not seeing Marva's death, like this gave Andor his last moment with her.
Yeah.
Between Brasso's words to him about what she said about him. Like there's nothing.
That one line.
I love you too much to that. Like outweighs.
There's nothing that you could do that could outweigh like my love for you or something like that. And it was just like such a beautiful and it was the couplet of those. It was that last line that was just like, oh, like it was like you hooked me. You put your fish hook right into my heart and you pulled at it.
Because like the audience, Andor feels like he was robbed of getting to see Marvel one last time or hear her one last time. We got treated to the ultimate. Everybody got to hear it.
I'm telling you, life is like this. I lost my mom from a phone call. We lived states apart. She lived in Washington. I lived in Indiana. So I get the phone call. There is no goodbye, and that's the reality of it. It does. It happens off screen.
Yep.
And you have to carry on that weight, you know? And so it is very real. So I was completely, this show has gone deeper and sunk in the adult realm of Star Wars that we all want. And Star Wars can still exist for 12-year-olds. They can still have that. But I love that we can have this sophisticated, and I hope it does move the bar as far as some Star Wars content. So, but that moment and those lines, it definitely hit home.
We made it all the way through the season without a single lightsaber, without any mention of the Jedi. I don't believe we heard any mention of the
Jedi. Except for the ship. Ship had that cool, like
it's not a lightsaber. It was a kyber crystal technology.
Kyber crystal technology. Yeah, it's
not like the lasers on the clone dropships and Attack of the Clones. They had straight laser.
I think it's officially canon in the comics.
I'm still
kyber crystal.
I'm still sticking with the kyber crystal.
It's not a lightsaber.
Yeah,
it isn't. I say it's lightsaber adjacent.
Yeah. It's lightsaber adjacent. There you go.
Well, I guess so is the Death Star then.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's not a lightsaber.
But
okay. It's like arguing with my children about stuff.
Johnny.
Okay.
I don't get that complaint. She didn't die in a blaze of glory or trying to fight the Imperials. She was sick and succumbed to it. Exactly. It's just it is what it is.
It's life.
And it's life. And Lucha Johnny, franchises should grow their audience. And I agree. Like, I feel like this is doing something with Star Wars that I think when, there was didn't George Lucas have some kind of like tests for a Star Wars TV show or something in the 2000s, like a live action?
It was the Bounty Hunter show set on Coruscant. It was I forget what it was called.
But the video game with 1313, level 1313, but there was adjacent to that idea of the underworld and like the bounty hunters.
I think it was called Underworld. I think it was called Star Wars Underworld.
And it was like going to be 100 episodes or 50 episodes. You had it whole like kind of it was rumored.
That was around the time, like at least Ralph, you and I were Lost podcasting. Yeah, like was that in the same era?
Yeah,
I remember thinking to myself then, I was like, awesome, like a freaking grown-up a Star Wars TV show. Like Lost has proven it, like these shows have proven you can make serialized drama on TV.
And Battlestar Galactica was the thing that influenced it was like it was such a weird circle because Star Wars basically influenced Battlestar Galactica's creation, but here we go with the reinvention of Battlestar Galactica or the reimagination of it, and that was Lucas was like, hey, we can do this now.
Exactly.
So
and absolutely, I forgot about BSG. You're 100% right. And so I just remember thinking to myself then, I was like, oh, this would be great. Like it'd be and so it's funny that was 15 years ago or whatever, and we have finally, or at least maybe it's not exactly the same, but at least in my mind, this is finally kind of meeting
that's about right. 15
idea that at least I had in my head of what the show could be, and it's so good. And I love it.
It's really good. It better win Emmys.
Well, obviously, that's why they're moving it to ABC so that it doesn't need that to get Emmys, but I guess just to get more eyes on it, maybe.
Yeah. Especially, I think there can be a little bit of that, like, oh, is it just going to be like this show? Is it just going to be like this show? And kind of to dismiss it and just kind of put it in that kind of can and shelf it. At least in some the non-Star Wars, I guess those NPCs that walk around in the world,
Mm-hmm. I think it's main player character.
They're the non-player.
No, that's
characters.
NPCs is non-player characters.
And NPCs. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
NPC. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of any of the loose ends here on Ferrix.
Andor not coming into contact with anybody who's looking for him.
Save for Luthen at the end.
Well, Luthen couldn't find him. Luthen said he's hard to kill, and Andor just like popped in unnoticed.
I love that nobody got him. I love that. Like
nobody even had a conversation with him.
No, I love.
He was in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah, 100%.
He somehow got through that hotel. We don't know. He just wandered in while everybody was distracted.
But it kind of worked, right? Everyone they pulled all the
they pulled all the troops out.
Yeah, to block the streets.
So good.
Then the bomb took out any lingering people. Really, he took down. Did he take out one guard?
Yeah,
he shot him too, which is
right in the chest, like on the floor.
That laser gun.
I really like his gun.
I was
the cool, like kind of brassy, sort of dark thing. It's like a dark metal.
I could see them making I could see them making a Nerf gun that flips around like that.
Gun in Andor though, or I'm sorry, Rogue One. I'm trying to remember. I think it was that shape, but didn't look that cool.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
it didn't look that cool. No.
So let's a little bit of toy talk. Let's say they do a HasLab. Like that's much cooler than Reva lightsaber. But what do you say? What do you think? 300?
No,
250.
200. No, I wouldn't go more.
It really flips and makes sounds.
It's just a gun that makes noises.
But it can flip around and it comes in a cool box and
200.
And you look cool.
Right.
Okay,
your Republic credits are no good here. 200. No more.
So how about this last scene though between Luthen and Andor?
Great.
I loved Luthen's smile, like watching it again, and he's just like, "You can kill me or take me in," and he just has this like,
"I got you,
man. All right, let's go."
I mean, it goes back to like the first interaction with them, and how he was just like, "I'm here for you."
It's the exact same conversation,
and it's like he's got him, like, and I think also too, like, we've talked about the character arc of Andor and getting to this place where he was given over, and we hear those comments from the diary, which were great because it's like we know these words are sinking in. We know the power of these words, and I love that we got that moment with that character to kind of have and I hope we have some more moments with those words. I thought they were very inspiring and powerful in that moment.
Incredibly inspiring and powerful, right? Like I think there's just so much about this show that I don't know, hits on many levels, like I think
it makes you think, but it also gives you the feels, So one of the things that I just have to like shout out to my daughter, who is very, very upset with Mon Mothma allowing her daughter to meet. She was, and I was like, look, hey, this daughter, she's interested in the old ways. And she's like, I don't care. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. And I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to convince you. It's wrong. And I'm like, I'm not trying to convince you.
Can I say though, that's good. It's doing its job for your daughter. It's making your daughter hate that aspect of the story, which is probably for the best.
Right. I think that's
she's not like Dad, when are you gonna arrange a marriage for me?
Right.
Could be worse. Yeah.
It's a good and honestly, I think I think Ralph's 100% right. It's supposed to make you be disgusted, right? It's supposed to make you.
She was so happy that Mon Mothma had arranged this whole like gambling thing and like this whole like she was just like like, oh, that is so good.
Yeah.
And I think she felt like her daughter was safe then. I think in my daughter's mind, like
I had that same read. Like to me, once she pinned the gambling thing on her husband, arranging the meeting with the mob boss banker, whatever
it was off the table.
It basically then tied the husband to the banker guy because it's a deal that money's going to be connected, and she could take them all out in one fell swoop, and her daughter will be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted Mon Mothma to actually throw Perrin under a bus, but figuratively is fine too. That's fine.
Yeah,
because that was awesome.
Speaking of relationship, Arvel and Cinta, I think so. I kind of it was kind of weird though. Like they didn't
before now, yes. After now, I don't know.
I just felt like Cinta was like, look, we hooked up. We were like kind of like living on the edge. And Vel's like, I love you. And
I got to read that for Cinta, it was like a summer camp relationship where it's just like you're there, you're stuck there at this camp. So that you kind of get together this thing, but then you're gonna go away and it's not gonna get.
Well, Cinta did mention that Vel needs to go and just be her rich girl self.
Yeah,
you know. And meanwhile, Cinta's back there like really, really doing hardcore spy work.
Absolutely.
So it's like
you can't
just come back here whenever. I have a job I'm doing right now. This dude is important. I need to track this dude down and stab him with a knife. I love you, but guess what? This guy needs to get stabbed with a knife.
I love that part. And I totally like when it was happening, like I just even shouted out, I was like, she's gonna shank him. And then it was just like,
no way.
Yeah, I did. I called it. My kids were there. They were like, wow, Dad. And I was like, I just felt like she was gonna shank
him. We were talking earlier, there really hasn't been many stabbies in the Star Wars lore.
No.
The only one that I think we could officially confirm was in the movie I've only seen one time, Rise of Skywalker. And is it Rise of Skywalker or something stupid like that? And
wow, you're worse than Nick about these things. Jeez, it's like
who?
I'm kind of just playing into it now. I could be better than I thought it would.
My kids are split now. My son is like, he is so mad about the Emperor. I've tried to talk him off the ledge. I'm like, look, it was a clone.
Somehow
of the Emperor.
Palpatine is back.
Yeah, I was like, it's a clone. Like
Bob Iger is able to do it.
My daughter still really loves Rise of Skywalker, except for the kiss scene. So
we talked about that earlier. Because I was saying I wanted to see Dedra and Cyril kiss, or I wanted them to kiss, but I didn't want to see it.
Right.
Because in that moment, that's not what the show's about.
Yeah.
The same as Star Wars or episode 9. Like that's the one thing that bothers me about that is the kiss feels so not earned.
Right.
Other than we wanted to see them smooch because they're both pretty.
Yeah, because we want to get some woos in the audience.
Woo!
It's just Anyway,
that aside, Driver's a snack. Daisy really is cute as hell, so it works.
And this lightsaber is cool, and that's from Rise of Skywalker.
Look, it's got a butthole.
Why did it have a no? That's like, why would it have a
saber?
No, you can get a.
And then watch, I was going to do the agitated butthole saber.
It's made out of her. It's made out of her staff. It's made out of her staff from episode.
Sure, it's made out of her staff. Yeah,
she turned into a lightsaber with a blue and green crystal, and it turns yellow.
Episode just got really PG-13. So.
I mean, again, that
the flesh saber, is that what that is?
It ain't a saber.
Okay.
The Sarlacc pit.
Cat butt saber.
It's a different kind of shake weight there, Ralph. So good episode. I really, really liked this episode.
Yeah. Okay. We gotta get this back on track.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the post-credit scene, right? Because I feel like the big deal. Well, kind of maybe.
I didn't even know about it until I saw a headline. I was like, wait, what? I didn't watch to the end. I was just like, okay, this is over. So I didn't even think. But I'm not used to Star Wars having bonus scenes aside from the one that we got in
with Boba Fett.
With Boba Fett. We really haven't had a lot of bonus scenes in Star Wars.
Which was my man Timothy Oliphant, another snack of snacks, somehow being, I guess, turned into a cyborg or something. It's so stupid. But I'm fine.
That was what's her name? That was a Fennec.
The Oliphant in the Bacta tank, getting ready to be like brought back to life.
Oh, that was at the end of Book of Boba Fett. That's right.
Yeah. Well, I guess we also had the other one, but that wasn't like
Fennec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
at any rate, I'm just not to use these
after Obi-Wan Kenobi ended, they showed like He was Alec Guinness for a movie.
Oh, was that a post credit?
It was a post credit scene.
That
it's called Star Wars.
Like they did a Lord of the Rings epilogue.
Right. All right. Well, not used to these bonus scenes on Star Wars content. It's a bit of so I had to like dive back. But you know what? It just confirmed everything that we already suspected in a very cool CGI way.
I loved it just because, and I mentioned this earlier. It creates a clock, you know, and it basically because in Rogue One you see the
cylinder going in,
yeah, right? And then it's used for the first time, and so to see it there, like them building it, and it's like kind of in a blasted out way, and and then kind of having it juxtapose itself similar to how the Andor logo has been all season.
Yeah.
Too.
And it looked like it had Wi-Fi at the end. I was like, "Oh, this planet's getting Wi-Fi. Pretty good."
And so, you know, to me, like all of that, I don't know. I felt it was really cool. But the most
very Watchmen.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like in the fact that it's visually telling you, like, "Hey, this is the countdown on the clock." This is lined up in a way. Yeah,
I like that they're using outer space to kind of keep everything separated. Like you can have everything pieced out and just like suspended in space.
Exactly. I thought that was cool as hell. And
to see how those little segments are actually like seem really tiny on that big huge thing. Like it gave a scale thing.
It's like a little hexagon sort of beehive like mirror system to angle the laser.
Yeah.
Really, so we're 5 years out from them completing that laser and putting it in.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to take that long because one of their prisons got jacked up.
Yeah, right?
So it's probably delaying that a little bit more. And then when we start Rogue One, they need Galen Erso in order to finish. Like they've sort of stalled on making this thing work. And so they get him to finish it.
Right. Like they get Galen Erso when Jyn Erso.
That's right.
That had been like 10 years at least before.
Yeah, they get Galen when she's very
she's like
that's actually happening before. But
it's showing that the laser is taking the most amount of time.
The laser.
The super laser. It was the most with CG in this whole show. It felt a little out of place, but at the same time, seeing those droids putting those things together, I'm like, oh, we're going to get to see what this is. I didn't know it was going to have anything to do with the Death Star. I thought it was they're making TIE fighter parts.
Sure.
They're making something for the war effort. But for them to be making the laser,
I didn't mean to be like, I'm not trying to like, but I just had a feeling like, okay, here's a character.
Totally the Death Star.
No, I mean, just like, think about it as like, you have this character who ends up helping blow up the Death Star. Why not help him build it? Like, it just makes like a cyclical story.
It's like poetry. It
rhymes.
It does. So I like that we got confirmation of that because I would have been a little bit more like, oh, you were just working on AT-AT parts, whatever. It's just like, no, like seeing the fact that your hands were actually on the thing that helps destroy you, but you also help destroy it. Like he's basically like Marva.
Yeah.
You know? So
in a lot of ways, and it's a really good post-credit scene because to your point, Ralph, like it doesn't fit in tonally with the look and feel of the show, right? So
it belongs
post-credits gives it enough space to where it doesn't feel so out of place, right? And it does kind of just put a nice little bow on like it's a perfect like a little epilogue or a little tag on that just kind of ties,
and it sort of ties in that middle story. Because if you take out the prison stuff completely, you could probably still the remainder of the episodes make a pretty nice season. I'm sure there's definitely stuff in there that probably wouldn't fit, but having that post-credit scene kind of gave that story a little more weight.
I guess to me though, I kind of felt like the prison is what I don't want to say radicalized, but like solidified him as a leader in the rebellion.
Those two,
He was like, I'm gonna go off to this Cancun planet and just freaking
Right.
get drunk, get laid, and live out my days, kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, and he has to have this thing that, like, you know, and that whole moment with him and Melshi, you know, and that resolve, you know, it's that moment with him and Melshi at the end of the last episode, and then this right here, galvanizing him to say, like, either kill me or I'm yours. So tears in my eyes, full hearts.
I feel more than ever that Melshi's gonna already be with the rebellion at Yavin base. Andor shows up, and it's gonna be like a Biggs Luke scene.
Totally Biggs, yeah.
It'd be cool if he was like somehow a part of a different cell. I do like the idea of the next season taking place on Yavin, or us seeing Yavin. If they went to this much trouble to build this city, and it played out within this city, like the whole, like a majority of it would be really nice to see that play out on Yavin. Maybe even getting a moment where Cyril discovers Yavin. Maybe Cyril's working undercover, and then, like, you know, it'd be really cool to like see Yavin like almost on the point of being discovered, and then, you know, he gets 2 bullets in the back of his head or something, you know. So laser blasts.
You said city and Yavin like 100 times.
Did I
pronounce Yavin an interesting way? Can you pronounce it again?
Yavin?
Is it Yavin or Yavin?
Yavin?
I said Yavin.
Did I say Yavin?
Did they say it in the movie?
Yavin?
I thought it was Yavin. Pecan kind of thing.
If I said Yavin, I meant Yavin. If I said Yavin, I meant Yavin. But the idea, though,
Yavin, I say Yavin, Yavin.
But it would be cool, just like that whole area, the temple. If you're gonna build that set and see those characters live in that set, you know,
let's do it.
Yeah,
let's make it the Ferrix of season 2.
Yeah, for sure. I guess that's where I was kind of seeing, like, where could you take it? How could you threaten this? What stories could we see happen on Yavin? So,
I'm here for it. Like any of it. But I did, you know, I don't know if like Yavin's too main trilogy-esque to, I don't know. You got to.
But I mean,
what's been that's this season is how much it wasn't like, oh, hey, there's that, you know.
But we got to get to that place at some point.
Sure.
And Yavin's really only in the first movie.
Is it I thought it was Yavin.
Like 10 minutes. and then we got in Rogue One, it takes place a lot there. But I'm just saying, like, kind of, I wouldn't mind being there as long as it's not Tatooine. I don't give a crap.
I just think it would be a nice like.
I want to go to Dantooine, whatever the old Rebel base was on.
That would be cool. That would be a nice shout out. Or we start there and then
because there's an older. Base. It's an older base, but
right,
it was abandoned or something.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, she would never. What did was it Vader that said she would never consciously betray? Was it Tarkin that said she'll never consciously betray, or was it Vader never?
It's Tarkin that says it's far too remote of a place. Like, you would never betray your, you know. So we're gonna test.
Didn't Vader say she'll never consciously betray the rebellion?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to watch The New Hope again. Good thing I got the despecialized editions. Why are you picking her nose? It's unacceptable.
I just realized it was there. It never occurred to me that her nose was right there.
All right. Final thoughts. And where do we go from here on Andor? Ralph, final thoughts and where do you go from here?
Absolutely loved it. 100%. Great show. My favorite show since Lost. And I will say this, that all season I was afraid it wasn't going to sort of stick the landing or go off course. They nailed it. They were able to do it. We got through scot-free, no complaints. Season 2, I'm really hoping they just stick to their guns and keep it on this level of quality. That's all I want.
Yeah, sophomore slumps are real. It's like, as a creative, it's really hard to like do something, put all your time and effort to the first of something, and then like everybody loves it, and then if you don't have it completely mapped out, what is it? A True Detective is a great example. It's really hard to like get in that space again and then come and make it. So I hope.
But I feel like they're really focused on these characters, and they have the character blueprint like laid out for the characters. So as long as they stick with that, it'll be cool. Because I'm really interested to see where Dedra and Cyril go, just on not anything, just on a character level. Are they going to become partners against Andor, against the rebellion? Is she going to stick with ISB?
Can friends become lovers?
I'm curious.
You're upset, Kayla, Matt. Don't do it. Don't do it.
The Ferrix crew. I'm interested to see where they end up.
Yes.
Will Andor come find them? Will he find his sister? Does it even matter at this point?
Yeah.
I don't think it does, but it'd be cool.
Is his sister Princess Leia's mom? I forget her name. Organa. The Organa mom. No, Organa mom.
The adopted mother.
How would that work? That wouldn't. She would have to be really.
I mean, that would be a very other Disney Star Wars of like, oh, you're.
Okay, well, my daughter's written fan fiction that Cassian and Jin go off and have a child named Rey. Somehow they survived.
Somehow,
and they actually are the parents.
I think they only kissed, and yes, they parent, birthed a child.
You don't know how it works in the Star Wars universe.
No, they survived that blast. They get off planet. They go raise.
Sure, yeah.
So anyway, I don't know where this season 2 is headed. I'm
hopefully up. Climb. Season 2. That's my advice for season 2. Climb.
Or
just
try.
Keep.
The other message that we got is to try. Sorry, that was kind of a lame, but it was just there. Why are you looking at me like that? No, it was in there. It was in the Rebel Handbook thing that he was reading. It was just like
it was there.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I don't have any predictions for season 2 other than I'm hoping for a Yavin team up. Seeing Mon Mothma, meeting Andor. I want K2 in the next season. That would I hope they deliver on that.
Is B2 emo?
Is he still alive?
Is his conscious in the K2?
I've heard that theory. The consciousness of B2 is in K2, but I would prefer if B2 got to live out his days. I don't know, somewhere because
with Andor, his friend.
But he's not with Andor when he dies. He's telling him to climb.
Yeah, but he's still with him.
Maybe we could get they mentioned Saw Gerrera. We could get Saw Gerrera back. That would be a cool, see that in.
Get his throat blasted, so he starts talking and needs his oxygen
had
mask.
The talk anyway. I think it was more of the breathing apparatus, but yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't.
Can Bix ever get her brain back? So she seemed like she was better, but
she'll be way hotter, huh, Matt?
No comment.
Isn't that what happened last time?
No, I felt like she was
damaged goods.
No, never said those things. Let's see these memes because I'm tired of this.
I do have memes ready.
All right.
So thank Kayla and Ralph for sending some memes in.
I sent you one that I made myself. So everybody clap at that one the best.
Lucha Johnny says, I just read some stuff Tony Gilroy said about season 2, and it seems they have a plan and know exactly what they're doing.
That's all I need to know.
Cool.
But listen, I know at least for Ralph and I, we have covered TV shows for many, many, many years, and they all say that. It doesn't always work that way.
Right.
We got it perfectly under control. I mean, hey, I know Jason Sudeikis.
Some of us get into significant beefs with the showrunners on Twitter.
Which showrunners?
What was that show that?
Why the Last Man?
Why the Last Man? Yeah.
Did either of you guys watch Why the Last Man?
Yeah, I started to.
I did. I listened to Dharmalars instead of watching it. All your episodes.
It's crazy how television shows could be on totally, completely different wavelengths. It's like Andor and Why the Last Man. It's insane how different those two shows are.
Well, let me start with Ralph's meme here, so that way we can all clap in unison together.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Ralph, I guess, wants to get prepared for this.
Going.
Oh, wow. It is a lot larger, I think, as you
bigger,
go back. Yeah. Like when I saw it next to you, I got a
Yeah.
scale for it. Oh, wow.
That's
It's the size of it's.
Does Pez come out too? Is he talking to
all
you?
right,
Okay.
let's see these. Meme. Let's all laugh, everybody.
B2 Mimos.
Okay, for our listeners, Matt will explain this to you.
Okay, so first it says stop hitting yourself, and it has Andor working. It's when he was in the prison, and then of course we also see the next shot of the blast, the basically atomic blast that's going to kill him. So it's just bringing back that idea that he worked on creating the same thing. So sad.
The thing that destroyed him. Let me pull up these memes. These were sent in by Space Cowboy. Let me pull those in here. Hold on. Let me have Slime. I haven't pre-checked these, so Space Cowboy, if there's something offensive, I blame you. This is Ferrix. This is Ferrix.
It's definitely like the Spartan. This is, Sparta. From 300.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah. Do I have to say anything more about it?
No.
Okay. Where did the
multicolors around us?
Yeah, what did that part of the meme come from? I've seen that before with like the kid with the fist.
Yeah, that's just some views. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
The next one.
Is this the Empire? Marva. No, this is Ferrix. And it's got who's this character from SpongeBob?
Patrick Starfish.
Thank you.
Wait, how are you unconnected to the cultural zeitgeist to not know who Patrick is?
I think Matt's tired.
I don't know. I don't know who SpongeBob characters are. I don't know. Truth be told, I've never seen an episode of SpongeBob.
How?
I got to tell you, dude, it's pretty entertaining.
I'm
my favorite show since Lost.
That's high praise because I heard it's just like Andor. I hope it has
Andor came after
emotional.
So now that's.
I have just lost some geek credit apparently.
You have. How do you not know?
I don't know. My students draw a bunch of SpongeBob stuff too, and I'm always like, okay.
Listen, SpongeBob, Matt, premiered in 1999. That was 23.
I was busy. I was in college at the time. I was very busy.
Who watched it in college?
I was doing other stuff. I was watching, other things.
Say it in Patrick's voice.
I don't even know Patrick's voice.
Hello, is this the Empire? No, this is Ferrix. I guess that's my best Patrick.
Did you watch Coach? Did you watch the show Coach?
Yeah, Coach. That's the guy. Yeah.
Dauber from Coach is Patrick Starfish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the show Coach. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I go on the show anymore. Like Matt, you haven't seen not even one episode of SpongeBob?
No, I mean really it's been funny. On the background, and maybe
it's okay.
People in the chat, pick one episode that we need to make sure Matt watches.
The one where he rips his pants.
I was thinking Ripped Pants is a good one.
Ripped Pants is a good one.
The conch shell, Magic Conch Shell is another good one.
Yeah,
I'm writing these.
Just watch the movies. Put on all the movies.
Isn't there just one?
No.
There's multiple movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there are.
Now, are there cards like Pokemon with this thing?
No, thankfully no. But this one is sent in by Nick Dillinger.
Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. It's classic Star Wars Kenner action figure. And it's Kino's character. But it's got a little rubber ducky floaty in it. And also little swimmy arm things too. It's so good. I love the picture that they chose for the action figure too, because it's just him screaming.
Screaming.
So that's it. That's his energy. 100%.
Lloyd!
All the time, even when he's being passionate. So,
man, there's a lot of episodes coming.
I do want to, like, no, all kidding aside, I want a Kino action figure. I would buy a Kino action figure.
Yeah,
like
it needs to have the swivel arm so you can put him behind his head.
Absolutely. Yeah. Water wings. Yes, I have heard of those.
I'll just place him right here, and then I'll cry every time I look at him. He'll just tell me, "I can't swim. Can't swim."
Has a little button on the back.
Yeah, he's like,
he has like 3 lines. I can't swim. Climb. And then
climb. Well, because it's like I like a good cry. ET is my if I'm depressed, like legit depressed. ET can usually like get me.
Really? Huh.
Get me. It's like my swing in the right direction kind of movie.
Okay.
So Colleen will always be like, "Do we need to watch ET?" I'm like, "You." But yes, I do. Let's put on ET. On program.
See, there's some good catchphrases with one character.
His little TechCom chip. He needs a TechCom chip with those.
Yes.
Old school. Yep.
Agreed. Be cool, my babies. I made it. Thanks. Thanks, Chris.
Just in time. Hey, be sure to hit that like button. We have a like goal tonight of 10. Can we?
We have 10 people 10 already. Come on now.
I don't know.
Are we not at 10? People in the chat. Are we at 10? I don't have it.
I have no idea.
Yes, therapy helps, of course, but not as much as ET.
Yeah.
I'll be right here.
Does your therapist say be good?
Be good. See, yeah, we're at 14. We're doing great.
Perfect.
Awesome.
We're doing great.
Classic.
All right.
Good job, everybody.
We did it. We did it.
Yes.
I love that one. That's so great. So usually you see this meme where it's like the horse is really, it starts off nice, and then as it goes, it just gets worse and worse and worse with each. And this one shows the horse perfectly drawn. Episodes 1 through 3, 4 through 6, 7 through 10, 11 through 12. So love it.
Yeah, agreed. Let's keep moving on here. The way Marva Stone was used to smack a soldier's face.
It's a masterpiece, James. Complete, comprehensive. Love it.
I'm so happy.
These ones, listen, there's a lot of cursing, so let's just not say the curse. Not say
okay.
The swear.
Okay, I won't. It's like the Pope is holding up the sacrament, and it's Andor.
The Eucharist.
Yeah. The Eucharist. Sorry.
The recovering Catholic, but yeah, Eucharist.
Okay.
In Catholicism, they truly believe it's actually the body of Christ.
Yeah, that's why I'm Lutheran.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So they literally think you are eating Jesus. But anyways, moving on. Andor is that good though.
Andor is like eating Jesus's body.
Oh God!
At Easter.
Wait, that's worse than swearing. We're the thing's being shut down as we speak.
God's bones. All right. When I die, put my ashes in a brick and have Brasso beat fascists with it. So,
chef's kiss. Yeah, indeed.
That's good. And it's that image of the right after he's
You can see the dude's feet in the air.
Yeah, I love it. So good.
Also, I want to cosplay as Brasso or any of the daughters of Ferrix. Like, that's fun cosplay. I'm here.
Really cool how they did the colors too, because you had the red of the daughters of Ferrix, and then you had the orange of the players, and some weird space instrument choices. By the way, it was like the Wuzzles of instruments. Like, here's a flute and here's a clarinet. Yeah, they had a baby.
Yeah,
clarinet.
Here's a old timey phonograph, and then we're gonna put that with just a French horn. So yeah, it just looks like a French horn.
Well, the French horn was like octagonal, like it wasn't. I thought it was.
It was fun. Like an old school. Yeah, I liked them.
I was fine with it. Found family. Cassian will find us. I'll find you. I love this. We talked about it in the show this morning. That he's not gonna, or maybe he doesn't need to search for his sisters, because the conclusion to that, at least for me in this season, is when he says I'll find you, it's like that group of that motley crew, that Ferrix crew and the ship, like that's his found family. And like that's the thing that's important.
Yeah, good stuff. I love that scene as well, and just that whole crew being there, and just wondering what's going to happen to them. So
I literally, until they were out in the distance where you couldn't see anymore, I thought they were going to get blown up the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh wow, huh?
But like what he kept saying is like, I'd feel a lot better if you were coming with us.
We all would,
right?
Because we know he survives.
So that's me. Okay, let's keep moving on here. K2SO Andor spoilers. Marva's remains in the form of a brick being used to beat the Esh out of Imperials as metal as F. I agree.
I don't get it.
It's very metal.
What are those letters?
Marva seeing Brasso beat the Esh out of some fascists with her stone.
She's just smiling back that scene when she just got Andor. Sweet. She's got the token like crystal in the window there.
Now we have the famous. It's like poetry. They rhyme. The Inca scene where you find out those pieces they were building in the prison were parts of the Death Star. God, it's sickening and awful, and I hate to say it, but
it's like poetry. They rhyme. Yeah, I love that.
I would wake up early and be fighting these bastards from the start. It's kind of funny how like both holograms of the person that kind of were not so much Andor, because I really feel like the prison thing was the thing that set him on this, but it was solidified by Marva's thing, but still pretty cool.
Well, I mean, think about it in this way. These are the last images they have of their parents.
Yeah.
Is that them talking, well, no, I guess not with Jyn, because she does go and she finds her dad and then he dies in her arms. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, it would have been cool. It would have rhymed like poetry, but now it's just like Shakespeare. So that's Shakespeare that doesn't rhyme.
That's moving too. It's moving too. Petition let Sergeant Moss go from silly little corporate cop to the silly little rebel, please. I was just like sitting there drinking from his flask.
He's an a-hole. I don't want him to be part of the good guys.
Ends. Yeah.
Just a sad.
He's better off.
F the Empire for breaking Bix like this. Everybody feels that way except for Matt, apparently.
No, I do. I really do. I still love her. I would care for her. I would be on that ship with her. I would. I just
we're at 22 people. Can we hit 20 likes? Can we do it? Hit the like button, everybody. I think we on average get 20 likes per episode. So if we can get 21, I don't know. It'd be cool. I'm not going to do anything crazy. Matt, I don't even watch the Toy Geeks, the main show on GDO Prime. But
I'm there in spirit.
Sure.
Always. Yeah.
But anyway, we have like goals there, and it usually I do a giveaway or I do something silly, like I'll dress up as Darkwing Duck.
Oh.
20. There we go. 20 likes. Woo.
Whoa. Well, let's see.
I'm going crazy.
Go put on your Darkwing Duck costume.
I think I threw away most of the pieces of that. Anyway, let's keep moving on here. Fun fact: when you look up the definition of a real one, a picture of Brasso turns up. Agreed. Can we just give snaps to Brasso? What a cool character, man.
And to see him like throughout this episode. Sorry, my cat's running around upstairs. It does this when I record right about this time for some reason. Yeah. Anyway, that like him even earlier on helping Andor out, and being a solid friend for him, all the way up to the scene with the forgotten droid B2 Emo in the last episode, and then this moment now too. Yeah.
He's husband material. Let's just.
And he felt like he was shell shocked. If anything, I hope he ends up with Bix.
We have a lot of people coming in all of a sudden. We got JT Kell here.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy. Andy Silva. I assume we talked about the super creepy moment between Cyril and there. Yes, it was very creepy. I hate it, but Ralph loved it, I guess. It's a sensitive subject. But love this. Love Brasso. I would actually die for him, I think. Matt, what are you doing? We lost Matt. He's trying to get his cat's attention.
I am. Sorry. Okay. I'm paying attention.
And B is beeping.
Beeps.
But it's just the way they have the lens on the eye. It just looks so cute. It's a cute thing. The 2-year wait for Andor season 2.
That's a good one. I like that.
And it's just him drinking. So yeah.
All right. And then since this is our last episode for Andor for a minute, Space Cowboy sent in a couple last week and we didn't get to them in time for the show. So let me pull some of those over real quick. I will
The Adventures of B2 Emo and Brazo. Get ready for that in comic book form.
Right? It's like, people paid money to see that stupid dog movie with what's his name? Guy from Magic Mike.
Dog.
Yeah, remember it was like you didn't hear that? Channing Tatum?
Yeah, the dog. Yeah, I've seen that.
Dog.
Yeah, the one that about the Marine.
Yeah.
And
you paid money for that?
And then me?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't, but I've seen it though. I don't have to explain myself.
I've seen Magic Mike. I've seen Magic Mike 1 and 2 in theaters. So there's no shame there.
Okay. All right.
At least I don't.
I'll try spinning it. That's a good trick. Angry breathing noises. And so
well, this is an Anakin quote from episode 1.
Right.
And so
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. And then all of a sudden he's dead. He does look kind of like the head that we get revealed off of Darth Vader's mask in the original end of Return of the Jedi, except minus the angry eyebrows, right? So, and the bald hair,
the bushy eyebrows. The thing is,
they're really making him out to be a Darth Vader.
I have really bushy eyebrows, and I get these long, spindly ones. I have to pluck them out. I would have, what's that guy? The actor's name? I would have his eyebrows if I didn't manage these eyebrows. What's that guy's name? Howard Shaw. What's the guy's?
Bela Lugosi.
No, the one.
No, he's dead.
The guy that's.
Boris Karloff.
He's dead. He's dead.
Oh, Lon Chaney Jr.
Cassian. In the final episode.
But this one didn't work.
Yeah, because he's not leading.
Because he was in the shadows the whole time.
Yeah.
When
was more like
when
Frodo.
the S hits the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andor's
this
the
was
one
more like
sneaking
Brazos.
Around.
This is Brazos in the final.
Yeah.
Or B2 Emo. Either one. So
I think B2 Emo more, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So
all right. And then last one here.
It's a costume, Marva. You can dress up like a brick. So
did you see the Bob Chapek picture where he had the Spirit of Halloween banner on his forehead? That was good.
Amazing. Amazing. I find it, I feel like maybe I'm just not Disney nerd enough. The Disney park nerds, and Ralph, maybe you probably know this more than me, are kind of insane. I absolutely love and adore Disneyland. It is a part of who I am as a person, and the Disney parks people are too much for me.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. I'm a big fan of the craftsmanship and the vibe and the energy and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's when the bounding becomes almost like a costume, and you're getting outbid on the app to get into line for something because they know the tricks of the trade and stuff. It just gets too much. I just want to go and look at stuff and have fun. But everything, you can see them in line. I'll tell you what, the thing that drives me the most nuts with any of those pass holders is when you're in the stretching room of the mansion and people start reciting the dialogue. It drives me bonkers because it's it could be someone's first time. Why ruin the fun of the attraction for anyone? Just guys, just enjoy it. Let the performers perform. You don't have to be part of the story. Go there and enjoy the experience. You don't need to be super duper involved. I think when it comes to like Star Wars Land, I feel like Bounding works there because it is set up as an immersive experience, as opposed to like a Haunted Mansion is like, we're putting on a show for you. So let us put on the show for you.
Yes. Yep. Because there's this element of it does kind of take away the joy of it a little bit, because I again, and I understand that I was, lucky enough to grow up in Southern California and could go, and we were a working class family. We did not have a lot of money, but it was affordable, and we that would be like our yearly trip. We go there, every year we'd go to Disneyland, and but I could just go and experience it just like it was my first time or whatever. And it's a great way to call it out, Ralph, where it's just like you've taken it to a level where it's like I don't think you or I don't think you get what is special about this anymore. Like you've almost snuffed out the thing that makes it special.
Yeah.
But I will say the vibes at Disneyland are way better than Disney World, because Disney World has like way more of those kind of people. And at least when we went to Disneyland this year for my birthday, it was so chill comparatively to Disney World that we had a good time.
I've always kind of wondered. I mean, I've never been to Disney World. I've only been to Disneyland. So
Disney World's exhausting, and I feel like Disneyland is. But again, I'm impartial. I grew up with Disneyland. I grew up with that park. But anyway, so the Chapek thing, I feel like they hate him. And I think Andy Silva is also saying, I'm a Disney Parks person, and I hate Bob. He's kind of like the one that's like, I guess, nickel and dime them and everything. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
my buddy who does YouTube always says it's always somebody's first time and it's always somebody's last time. Damn, that's heavy.
Yeah.
So I feel like let Disney do the entertaining. And except for Star Wars Land, which they pretty much said like this is an immersive experience. They want you to be on your phone and do the app and be like you're in this part of the story. That land is set up that way. But for the rest of the park, just be entertained. Have fun. Don't look at your phone. Look at the craftsmanship. While you're in line, talk with your family. Have fun. Talk about your favorite stuff. And always go on Casey Jr. because it's the best.
Oh, I love. So when we went to March,
good.
Casey Jr. wasn't running, and I was like, "That's my as a kid, little kid, that was my favorite ride." And so I was like, "Oh, it's JJ's favorite ride," and so we'd always do it. And so I was like, "This is my kid's first time at Disney." I was like, "Oh, we gotta do Casey Jr." It was closed. I was like, "No," but they opened it up while we were doing Fantasyland, so we got to do it. And I was so pumped that we got to do it.
Yeah, it's a nice little tucked away, sort of hidden gem.
It really is.
You get a nice view of the park, like a different perspective on like the storybook and the Matterhorn and stuff. It's really nice.
Yep. Agreed.
And it's fun.
Agreed. I gotta go to the parks again. But plane tickets to California right now are we were looking at, because we're trying to plan that trip, and it's like $1,800 for all of us to go to California right now, which is nuts.
That's too much.
That's too much. Andy says, loved World and Land. We went to WDW as a kid, being East Coast, thinking Disneyland until I was an adult. WW is a better result, but I think Disneyland is the best park. I think that's it. Yeah, like WW is a resort. You go for a week. Wait, never got to do the Matterhorn when I went twice in a month. What Matterhorn is?
I like the Matterhorn.
I love the Matterhorn.
Yeah, it's good. I remember riding the Matterhorn when the fireworks were going off one night, and that was probably like one of the most magical memories I have. Is like being on that while at night while the
night is the best for that.
While the fireworks were going off.
Ooh,
like it was just like the
fun.
timing of that, like being on the ride while that, I was like, you couldn't plan that. It just happened. I was like, oh, this is awesome. So, but all
right, that's it. We can wrap this up.
and we'll be back to talk Star Wars.
We will. There'll be some type of Star Wars something. What's next?
Mandalorian is coming next. Right?
Is that in the spring or?
I think the rumors were February.
Okay, so not too long.
Fingers crossed.
No.
In the meantime, Ralph and I will be screen geeking it up on something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on A Christmas Story, but I saw The Christmas Story Christmas and absolutely loved it.
Ooh, okay.
I I was being a J the whole time. I was just tears. Every single nostalgic thing, just tears the whole time.
Wow. Okay.
I thought it was a really, really solid sequel.
Okay.
I'm not all the way.
I can't wait to watch it again.
I'm not all the way through. I probably shouldn't say anything about it, but there's a certain character that hasn't appeared yet, and I'm like, wait.
They'll appear. Everybody, they always appear.
Okay. I just need to know because I'm like almost 20 minutes, 30 minutes into this, and somebody hasn't appeared yet, and I'm like, wait.
Spoiler alert.
Well, that's not.
Listen, everybody appears.
Okay. All right. Great.
The only thing I can think of is 2 characters.
Okay.
And they both appear.
All right. Well, I also enjoyed Spirited. I thought that was a really great take on we just as a family, like we all enjoyed it. My daughter was a little bit more like, I don't know if I'm gonna, but we all laughed. We thought that was fun. I could tell by Ralph's face he did not like it as much.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's on Apple Plus. Spirited,
but I
have Ryan Reynolds and
we'll watch that. We'll do Spirited at some point for sure.
It's good. It's fun.
Well, Ralph, maybe you and I next week at some point in time we'll do Christmas Story, Christmas.
Yeah.
And then Matt, you and I can do Spirited, whatever.
And then Matt,
yes.
I don't know what you're doing on Wednesdays at 7:30 in the morning.
Usually teaching. Sorry.
At 7:30? Oh, I guess on my coast time. Okay. All right. Well, you might want to tune into Live Action Star Wars because James and I will be doing a Data Link episode, which does not cover live action Star Wars. We'll be discussing Tales of the Jedi.
Oh, wow.
So you can watch it after the fact. If for some reason you fall ill and don't go to work, you can join us 100%.
If I just don't happen to do my job, I'll I mean, pretty much for the next couple of weeks, I teach on Wednesdays until, but I don't
have a job, so I'll watch you, Ralph. Don't worry.
I would love to join and discuss. It just happens to be that just happens to be my day. So
I have an interview on Tuesday though, so everybody wish me luck. Last round of interviews.
Is it a good place?
I don't know.
Is it John's new brick and mortar store?
No, it's not John's new brick. He lives an hour away. I'm not driving an hour to work at a toy store. You're like, no, that's not gonna. It ain't gonna feed.
I drove an hour to get this. Big boy.
Anyway, that will do it for this episode. Let me pull up the patrons because I would be remiss if we did not thank you. Thanks you to all of the patrons of the Geek Dad Life Patreon. Hold on, here we go. Boom, there it is. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. This has been the most epic of Star Wars seasons on Disney Plus. 12 episodes. We've covered nearly all of them here on Geek Dad Life 2. We will be covering Mandalorian Season 3 on this channel. So hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. Ralph and I will be covering Christmas Story Christmas on Screen Geeks. That is coming up. And yeah, a lot of things to come. Tomorrow on GDL Prime, hopefully tomorrow, that's my plan, will be my review of the Serpentor G.I. Joe classified figure. Really excited for that one. All right, we'll see you all next time. Hasta luego. And goodbye. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.